discussing the various changes that are undertaken by an adolescent. We are looking towards the various changes that occur in puberty. We have already covered the various changes. Now today let's see what regulates these changes, what causes these changes. Is there any magic which happens inside your body that makes all those changes in height, changes in your body shape, changes in your mental maturity, your intellectual and everything? Now today we are going to see that what are hormones. We have already seen what are hormones. Hormones are the chemical substances that are secreted by endocrine glands. Okay, so these hormones are only regulating all the changes that are undertaken in adolescent by a male or by a female. So the changes which occur at adolescent are controlled by a chemical substance called hormones. Hormones are secretions from endocrine glands. We have already seen that testosterone is the male hormone which is responsible for the changes in males, and estrogen is the female hormone which is responsible for the changes in a girl. Okay, so these hormones from pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to release testosterone. So testes release testosterone. Okay, so this hormone is released by the testes, and ovaries release the estrogen. Alright, so these hormones, they are released directly into your blood, okay, and reaches parts of the body, or we can say the targeted area, okay, and the changes occur in the onset of the puberty. Okay, now these all hormones are released by the endocrine gland. We all know that these hormones are regulated by the endocrine glands. Okay, now, and this endocrine gland is regulated by the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland regulates the secretion of these hormones. So pituitary gland doesn't only do not regulate endocrine, but it regulates these hormones, testosterone and estrogen, and pituitary gland is located here in the brain. So that's why we say that everything is controlled by our brain, because pituitary gland controls all these functions, control all these hormones which causes the changes, and it is located here in the brain. Okay, so now let's see what are the other changes which occur in a female. Now children, we all have studied in previous classes that, okay, can you tell me which diagram is this? Yes, this is female reproductive part. Okay, female reproductive part. Okay, now this is ovary, this is fallopian tube, this is uterus. So every month, so this is the ovary, this ovary, every month the egg matures and it is released into the fallopian tube every month. Okay, now these eggs are already present when you are born. Once you reach the puberty, or we can say the teenage or adolescent, these eggs start getting mature. And this is the case with only female. Okay, I am talking about only female. Now why I am explaining this? Because I am going to tell you a very important term, that is menstruation. Okay, we are talking about menstruation. So that is why I am explaining you these things. So listen carefully. So as I was talking that this is the female reproductive part, this is the ovary. Ovary contains the eggs. Okay, ovary contains the eggs of the females that we call as ova. Okay, so every month this egg is released into the fallopian tube. This is the main job of the ovaries, to release one egg every month, or if we can say every 28 to 30 days. After every 28 to 30 days. Now there can be two options here. Children, can you tell me what causes reproduction? Yes, we all know when male egg, it means sperm. Yes, when sperm fuses with the ovum, or we can say ova, when they fuse with each other, then fertilization takes place. That results in a condition that we call as pregnancy. Okay. So now children, here we will say, we will look here what happens every month, that every month ovum is produced by the body, by the female body, and there are two options. Either that ovum can fertilize by the sperm. Okay, I told you here that this ovum will release one egg, it will go into the fallopian tube. So first option can be that it can be fertilized by a sperm and can cause pregnancy. The second option can be that it is not fertilized by the sperm. If it is not fertilized by the sperm, what will happen? The egg, that is the ovum, the uterus wall and the blood vessel will shed off. It will be removed from the body. Okay, so the egg along with this wall, it sheds off from the body, and this causes the bleeding in females, which we call as menstruation. Okay, so children, now can you tell me what is menstruation? So when fertilization doesn't occur in female, the released egg means which egg? Ovum. Okay, that ovum and the thick lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off. Why this blood vessel comes? Because anyways the egg has to prepare itself here. Okay, when the egg is released into this uterus wall, it prepares itself for the fertilization. It prepares fully itself for the fertilization, but if the sperm does not fuse with it, so the fertilization doesn't take place. So what happens? The ovum plus some of the uterus wall along with the blood vessel, they fall off from the body because they doesn't require it anymore, and this causes bleeding. So this causes bleeding in women, which is called as menstruation, and this is a very important monthly cycle in all the female, which tells that the reproduction process can begin now. Okay, so menstruation cycle actually tells about that whether a female is ready for reproduction or not. Okay, now there are two terms, children, here, that is menarche and menopause. Now we all know, children, from 11 to 18 this or 19, this is the age or the period that we call as teenage, puberty or adolescent. So this period is called as teenagers, puberty or adolescence. Okay, now before that the menstruation cycle cannot begin, because as I told you that menstruation will occur only after the attainment of adolescence. Once the female is attaining the age of 11, then only she can carry out menstruation. So before 10, so the period at which the menstruation first begins, so the first menstruation cycle will begin at the age of 10 to 11, or we can say 11. So this period is called as menarche. Okay, this period is called as menarche. Okay, now there is certain time limit up to which the eggs can be released. Okay, so that is up to 45. So up to around 40 to 45, differs person to person. So this menstruation cycle stops. So this period, when the menstruation cycle stops, then we call it as a menopause. Okay, so this is the menstruation period from 11 to basically 45 or sometimes 50 in some cases. So menarche is the first menstruation cycle begins. When the first menstruation cycle begins, it is termed as menarche, and when it ends, it is termed as menopause. Clear? So now, children, we all seen here that what are the various changes. These changes are due to the reason because the person should attain the reproductive maturity. In order to obtain the reproductive maturity, several changes occur inside our body, and after the menstruation cycle, it also becomes clear that the fertilization can take place now. But the question here is that how is the sex of the baby is being determined? How we can tell that if the newborn baby will be a boy or a girl? Although we cannot tell just by looking whether it will be a girl child or a boy child, but there are few cells, we can say few chromosomes inside our body which decides the sex of a child, that is, it can be boy or a girl on the basis basis of these chromosomes. Although you can never tell the sex of any baby without having it born, but still there are few factors inside the body which will decide whether the girl will be born or a boy. Now for that you will have to go a little back. Now children, did you remember the cell chapter? We studied cell. Cell is structure and function. We all know that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. This is the basic unit of life. Okay. So now inside the cell you will see the nucleus. Can you see? We all know that this is the cell. So at the center of it there will be the nucleus, which is called as the brain of the cell. Now in the nucleus there are chromosomes. Okay, these are made up of protein. So these chromosomes contain DNA. Now what are DNA? DNA basically these are the chromosomes. Can you see? So these are the chromosomes. Inside it we have genes, not the one that we wear, but the genetic material which decides, which is the unit of inheritance. If your father has green eye, okay, you might also end up having green eye. If your mother has curly hair, you might also end up having curly hair. Okay, so that is caused due to genes. Okay, so various, if you feel that someone is so pretty, it may be that their parents might be very pretty. Okay, so if you are fair, might be your parents are fair. So all these factors are already decided by the genes. There is very little that you can do, okay, on yourself. Everything is decided with the help of the genes. Okay, so it controls the transfer of a hereditary characteristics from parents to their offspring, whether it's a physical features or your mental status, your habits, all of them are somehow genetically inherited from your parents. Okay, so all your parents pass on these genes through what? Through these chromosomes. Okay, so in your body there are many chromosomes. One chromosome is responsible for your color, another chromosome will be responsible for your height, some chromosome will be responsible for your behavior, or likewise. So there are total 23 pair of chromosomes in any living being. How many? 23. Okay, 23 pairs. So total there are 46 chromosomes. So 46 chromosomes are there in each and every living being. Okay, out of these, 2 chromosomes are responsible for the sex determination. It will decide the sex of a child, whether it's a boy or it's a girl. So 2 chromosomes out of 46 chromosomes, 2 chromosomes are responsible for the sex determination. Okay, so children, because these chromosomes looks somewhat like X or Y, so we will call them by these names only, because we don't have any name for these chromosomes. So they somewhat look like X or Y, so we will call them X or Y chromosome. Okay, so in females, suppose I am a female, so I have 2 X chromosomes. I told you there are 2 sex chromosomes in every living being. So I have X and X chromosomes. I have same chromosomes inside my body. Every female have same chromosomes. Now if we talk about male, they have 2 different chromosomes, X and Y. This is just the difference in the shape or the chemical composition, X and Y. So boys have two different type of chromosomes. Okay, so always remember them. So if the child is girl, it means she will have XX chromosome. If a child is boy, so it will have XY chromosome. So now what happens during fertilization? We all know that, children, this is one of the very important concept of this chapter. I hope you are understanding it better. So I told you these XX chromosomes are for the female. Okay, so this is the one chromosome of female. This is the another chromosome of female. There are 2 chromosomes in each living being that are responsible for sex determination. XX. Now this Y is of male, Y chromosome. Yes, Y chromosome and X chromosome for male. I told you that male have different chromosomes. So now suppose this is a sperm. Sperm will have nucleus. Nucleus will have chromosome. Okay. So sperm is a cell. Cell will have nucleus. Nucleus will have chromosome and it have Y chromosome. This is again a sperm, it has X chromosome. Okay, now this is a female egg. This is also a female egg. Female egg is a cell. Cell will have nucleus. Nucleus will have chromosome. Okay, so these are the female. Now what happens during fertilization, children? If the Y chromosome from the male fuses with the X chromosome, it will form what? It will form X and Y. So it will be a boy. Okay. So if by suppose the X chromosome of the sperm fuses with the X chromosomes of female, so it will form X and X. Here it is also X, here it is X, so same. So this is a girl. Yes, because X and Y chromosomes are present in male or boy, and XX chromosomes are present in female, that is a girl. Okay, so this fusion we cannot control this fusion. So if Y chromosome of male will fuse with X, so it will be a XY combination, so it will result in a baby boy. If X chromosome fuses with X female chromosome, it will form XX, that is a baby girl. So there is very little that a female can do in deciding the sex of a child, because a female has both XX chromosome. It is the deciding factor in males that can decide the sex of any female. Okay, so basically the male chromosomes are responsible for the birth of a boy or a girl. It depends totally on the male chromosomes, not female chromosomes. Okay, so I hope children you got the idea of chromosomes. So inside the fertilized egg or zygote is the instruction for determining the sex of the baby. Okay, this instruction is present the thread-like structure called chromosomes. These chromosomes are present inside the nucleus of every cell. All humans have 23 pair. 23 pair means 23 pair means total 46, out of which 2 are assigned for sex determination. Rest are there for other works. I hope children you understood this. In the next class we are going to talk about the various other hormones in our body. I hope you understood the various changes and what causes these changes and how we can what chromosomes are responsible for the birth of a baby boy or a baby girl. And I hope this class was interesting. Take care till the time we meet in the next class.